Although, the guy in here is perhaps even more bloodthirsty.
This mission takes me back. So you knew Archangel from before? Interesting. Knew a lot of men taking jobs to kill the son of a bitch. I never saw the point. You and I wanted the same thing. A whole lot of mercs dead. Hell of a sniper, though. And he kept himself alive with all the mercs in Omega after him. That ain't easy. Me and a buddy were hired to take out this one guy, Matthias, I think. Hell, I forget. Turns out it was a trap. We got jumped by a hit squad. 2 Batarians, a Krogan, and a Hanar. Damn jellyfish nearly choked me to death. Wore a neck brace for weeks to cover that up. Haven't underestimated a Hanar since.
Yeah, you don't expect a Hanar to be a big threat, because they really are just like floating jellyfish.
I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
Hey, it's the garbage disposal again. Let's dispose of more garbage. Let's get rid of this garbage. Whee! Fun. I have to do that. If I don't do that, the garbage piles up and the ship explodes. No, I'm joking. I think. Best not to take chances. Alright.
The commander has put together an impressive team. I've never worked with so many aliens before.
They're a small army. We might just pull this mission off.
A really small army. Because we got what? Kasumi, Zaid, Grunt, Garrus, Miranda, Jacob. That's more than just the aliens, of course, but I mean... it's not quite an army, just yet.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got a minute?
Sure. Just checking the weapon systems. You can never be too careful. I thought I'd seen every weapon in the galaxy in our fight against Saren. Mercenary work showed me otherwise. And now Cerberus rebuilds the Normandy with a few upgrades to boot. I wish we'd joined up with them sooner.
I'm pleased to see that you're getting along with the new crew.
They're as friendly to me as people from a group like Cerberus can be. And they've got you vouching for them. I can't exactly doubt your judgment. Not after I got my own squad killed.
How'd you end up fighting mercenaries here on Omega?
After the Normandy was destroyed, most of us went our separate ways. C-Sec asked me back, but I turned them down. Omega was filled with criminals nobody else could touch. And there was no red tape to slow me down. And it was a perfect fit. People here needed someone to believe in. Someone to stand up to the local thugs.
That explains how you started. How'd you end up with a squad?
Not too different from how you formed your squad to fight Saren, actually. You prove that you get things done, and people join up. Mercs who wanted to atone. Security consultants tired of playing by the rules. I gave them hope. And now they're dead. Shows what I know.
Tell me about your squad.
There were 12 of us, including me. Former military operatives, C-Sec agents, the usual. Had a Solarian explosives expert. Pretty sure he'd spent time in the Special Tasks Group. My tech expert was a Batarian, believe it or not. Not the friendliest guy, but he could hack any system ever built.
What did your merc squad do? It didn't sound like you were available for hire.
You saw Omega. It was full of thugs kicking the helpless. I formed my team to kick back. We weren't mercenaries. At least nobody was paying us. We made money by taking down slavers, pirates, or gangs that went too far.
Doesn't sound like he was a thug exactly, but I mean, it's not like he was exactly playing by the rules. As we have established, Omega has only one rule. Garrus, I mean, technically they weren't breaking any laws, unless they were fucking with Arya. Which, actually, since we found that data pad with the message on it, we found that they were planning to fuck with Arya. So next time we're on Omega, we're gonna tell her about that. I mean, they're all dead now, but might as well inform her what was up.
Doesn't sound like you made any friends with the gangs.
I got 3 separate merc bands to work together to take me down. My manager at CSEC would be impressed. It was simple. We'd hit their shipments, disrupt activities, get under their skin, make them angry. They'd come charging right into our well-prepared kill zone, crossfire and snipers, clean and surgical. They never stood a chance.
How did those mercenary gangs take down your team?
It was my own damn fault. One of my people betrayed me. A Turian named Sidonis. He drew me away just before the mercs attacked my squad. Then he disappeared. Everyone except me is dead because of him. And because I didn't see it coming.
I'm not sure I understand. What happened exactly?
Sidonis asked for my help on a job. When I got to the meeting point, nobody was there. By the time I got back to our hideout, the mercs had killed all but 2 of my squad. And they didn't last long.
Are you sure it was a betrayal? Maybe they took Sidonis out first.
No. I put out feelers with some old contacts. He booked transport off Omega just before the attack. He also cleared out his private accounts before he left. He sold me out and ran.
Do you know where Sidonis is now?
No. His trail vanishes after he leaves Omega, but I'll keep hunting. I lost my whole team except for Sidonis. One day I'll find him and correct that. Thanks for coming by, Shepard. I've got some things to take care of.
That sucks.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got any upgrade ideas for the Normandy's weapon systems?
A few, yeah. Here, take a look.
Oh, it can destroy a collector ship with repeated hits. That's very good. We want that. We can get that because we have enough platinum.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got any upgrade ideas for the Normandy's weapon systems?
My current upgrades are working pretty well. That's about the best I can do.
What can you tell me about the Normandy's armaments?
The weapons upgrades have gone in beautifully. This thing packs a hell of a punch. It just might give us a chance against the Collectors.
Have the Cerberus crewmen given you any trouble?
I think being part of the team that took down Saren got me some points. Everyone I talked to was polite anyway. Don't worry, Commander. We're all working together.
Talk to you later, Garrus.
I'll be here if you need me.
Now, the thing that I find strange is that obviously Garrus got hurt pretty bad, and if his face got, you know, kind of torn up, then it does need time to heal up, and so that's understandable. But you'd think he could at least get some new armor, because that got torn up too, and yet throughout the game, you never see him in intact armor. It's always that same armor that's like got chunks of it missing. And I mentioned before that, you know, eventually you're able to get a different uniform for Miranda, and that's true for everybody. You can get a different uniform or clothing or whatever for all the members of your squad. But even after you get another set of armor for Garrus, that is also damaged in the exact same way, which I guess, you know, is because they didn't want to do work on another model for Garrus. And I guess, you know, that takes more time than one would imagine. And I just realized I want to go to the elevator, I want to go to Miranda's office. But I mean, you know, if they're gonna, you know, neglect to do something, that's something that it's not a big deal if they don't do it. But it still kind of stands out.
Commander, what can I do for you?
You have a minute, Miranda?
There's a lot to do, Shepard. Maybe another time.
Alright, oh yeah, I forgot. Now that I'm able to talk to people and see what they can do to upgrade the ship or the squad or whatever, I don't think I haven't asked her, otherwise it wouldn't give me this option.
Have you got any ideas for potential upgrades we could make?
A few ideas, yeah. Here, take a look.
Oh yeah, that planet scanning process, I haven't recorded it since the first time I showed it to you, and the reason I haven't is because it's tedious. So if that can be sped up and made less tedious, yes please. Alright.
Commander, what can I do for you?
Anything I should know regarding the Normandy?
The crew's working well, and the ship appears to be performing to specifications.
I'll let you work.
Of course, Commander.
Alright. There is one more person I want to, I need to pick up. But before that happens, I should go back to Omega
No messages for you, Commander.
and take care of some stuff. I did not talk to Kasumi. Stupid me. I'll talk to her later. Bring Garrus along, and hell, I haven't done anything at all with Zaid yet, so I'll bring him along. Yeah. As far as Garrus goes, you know, yeah, I think I'll go with that. The see, with giving these guys, making them hit harder instead of being able to take more punishment, like, it's not the end of the world if they go down, because if I live through things, then they'll get back up good as new. But if I die, then that's it, and I gotta start all over. Or I gotta start from the last save point. So it's good if they're able to do a lot of damage and kill whatever's trying to kill me as fast as possible. At least that's how I've heard the logic. That's what I've heard other players say, read other players say.
Judging by the quarantine reports, the plague has been completely eradicated, Shepard. I have also run searches for reports on Archangel. The various mercenary groups appear to believe that he is dead.
Works for me.
None of you guys ever saw a body, did you? Don't know why you'd believe he's dead. And particularly if we, you know, if you're walking through Omega, nobody's going to recognize him. Well, whatever. Makes things easier for us. I'll ask you about that in a second. Right now,
What do you need?
This data pad was on one of the mercs that was after Archangel. They were coming for you next.
Let me see. Interesting. Would someone like to tell me how this information slipped the net?
I'll look into it.
Thanks for the heads up, Shepard. Looks like I'll have to do a little cleaning in my organization.
Thanks. Maybe I'll come back later.
You do that.
Aria has a job she needs doing. You up for some work?
That depends on what Aria has in mind.
Aria's gotten word that some blood-packed mercs plan to kill an old acquaintance of hers. A Krogan named Patriarch. She'd like you to keep that from happening.
What's the Blood Pack's problem with Patriarch?
If you've met Patriarch, you know. He can't keep his damn mouth shut. Some people don't appreciate his stories, especially when he dips into non-fiction.
What's Aria's interest in protecting him?
Patriarch was one of her deadliest enemies back in the old days. Now she keeps what's left of him around as a trophy. As long as he lives, he's a perfect example of what happens when you go up against Aria.
Why come to me? Aria's usual muscle not up for the job?
Because Aria said so. What other reason do you need?
People like Aria don't do things without a damn good reason. I want to hear it.
Fine, but I didn't tell you this. Got me? If it gets out that Aria's protecting Patriarch, well, that can look like a weakness. And some people might want to exploit that. You're not on her payroll, so you helping Patriarch just seems like a random act of kindness.
Alright, yeah, I do random acts of kindness sometimes. I'll do it. Be nice to get paid for it, too.
I'll look into it.
Good. Patriarch's downstairs, likely surrounded by his fans. Get him into hiding until the mercs move on. Come back here when it's done, and you'll get your due.
I'll be back when the job is done.
Good luck.